Hello student, Namaskar. Today we are going to learn about Newton's first law of motion and inertia, the properties of object, that is inertia. First let's see what is inertia. Observe these slides. In this slide, one object is a large object, that is a large brick, and another is a tiny brick. Now tell me, suppose I have to move these both objects, for which object require more force to move or to set both objects in motion? Correct. Big object require more force to move or to set in a motion because it has large mass. Every object has tendency to resist to change its initial state or original position, and this tendency is depend on its mass, that is object mass of object. This specific property of the object to resist to change its original state or initial state is called inertia. Now let's see in this slide. Here are some object, that is a static object are given: pencil, apple, book, bag, board. All these are objects are in a rest position. Now this static object does not move without the application of force, because every body resists change in its state to rest due to inertia. Means till the external force is not applied on the object, it not change its initial state. Now here these books are on table. Suppose the force which required which is sufficient to lift this book from a table is not enough or is not sufficient to lift the table. What is the reason behind it? This book has very small mass, but table has very large mass with compared to these books, and therefore table have more inertia than book. We can easily lift this book, but to lift this table we require more force because of more inertia. When we shake the branches of tree here, the fruits are fall down. Why this happened? Because here same reason, when we shake the branches of trees, that branches of trees set in motion, but fruits on the branches have tendency to remain in its initial state. They resist to change its state, and therefore they fall down from the tree. Now in this last picture, this fan is in a motion, but when we switch off the button, means we cut the electric current, that fan cannot stop at that moment. It remain in a motion after the electric current is disconnected for some time, because of the same reason, that is the inertia. This moving fan also have tendency to remain its moving state. it resists to change its motion, and therefore after disconnect the electric current till that fan are in a remain motion for some time. From this example, all this example, we conclude that we can learn that inertia is related to mass of the object. This Newton's first law of motion describe this very important property of object, which is called inertia. All the instant of inertia means all the example of inertia are the example of Newton's first law. Means what? Till the external force is not acting on the any body, that body have tendency to remain its original state, its initial state. This is called inertia, and this inertia means this property of inertia is also explained by Newton's first law, and therefore Newton's first law is also called law of inertia. Here, see, you must have played the tug of war in these pictures. This tug of war, the both teams have a same force, applying same force. So long as the force applied by both the sides are equal, that is called balance force. The center of rope is a static in spite of the applied force. On the other hand, when the applied force become unequal, if the one end has apply more force, that is unbalanced force, a net force get applied in the direction of the greater force, and the center of rope shift in that direction. Now, for more clarification about the Newton's first law, let perform this activity, very simple activity. Take one glass, keep piece of cardboard on this glass and keep 5 rupees coin on the cardboard. Now strike on the cardboard using your fingers, means just apply the force on this cardboard, not on coin, just cardboard, parallel to cardboard, and observe what happened. This cardboard set in a motion and move in a forward direction. Can coin also set in a motion and move forward direction? Let's see what happened. Observe this activity actually in a slow motion. When we apply the force on this cardboard, that cardboard gets set in a motion, but because of property of inertia, this coin resists to change its position, and therefore it remain in a rest position and fall down in the glass. From this activity, we can conclude, we can state the Newton's first law of motion as an object continue to remain at a rest or in a state of uniform motion along a straight line unless an external unbalanced force act on it. Till the external force, unbalanced force, is not acting on any body, if the body is in a rest position, it remain in rest position. If the body is in a motion, it remain in motion. When an object is in rest or uniform motion along a straight line, it does not mean that no force is acting on it. Actually, there are number of force acting on it, but they cancel one another so that net force is remain 0. Newton's first law explains the phenomena of inertia, that is, inability of an object to change its state of motion on its own. It is also explain the unbalanced force which cause a change in the state of object at a rest or in a uniform motion. All these instances of inertia are example of Newton's first law. Thank you, student. I hope you understood Newton's first law of motion. Please like, share this video and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks.